Hi, I'm Jason Sterling. I'm a member of the EA Creator Network, and right now we're getting ready to do some more building, some more advanced building, some early building for the upcoming expansion pack. Adventure awaits. Make sure I'm on live here. There we go. Okay. Now we're going to work on today a sort of AirBNB for the standard Sims, vacation rental system that's already in place. So far around the geyser area of this new world that we have, there is a 64 by 64 lot. I already put a major resort there, the Great Geyser Wilderness Lodge. And then there was a 40 by 40 lot, which I have built a campground, sort of a family campground called the American Campground, based on my son and I traveling when he was young. I was younger when he was young. Now, there's a 20 by 30 lot there as well. And that's what we're going to put this sort of AirBNB place on. There's also a 50 by 50 lot that sticks out over the water, like over a river. I think I'm going to use that as a village-style commercial district. So I'm not starting on that yet because I really think I want to see how much of it's over the water, but I might change my mind. I might go ahead and use the 50 by 50 sort of lot that we have at Solani that sticks over the water. I might use that as a basis before the pack gets here. So we'll see. But for today we are going to build here on this lot, 20 by 30. This is actually in Hinford. This is on Hinford, or in Hinford. So it's pretty and lush and forested, kind of like I imagine this new national park in New Zealand is going to be. Okay, so what I want to do with this, I want something like a cabin, but very modern. So I'm going to go very contemporary as a sort of log cabin. And this is going to be a base game build. When the new pack is available, I'm going to add in stuff from that pack, right? But as of right now, we're going to be working with base game only. And then, like I said, once the pack gets here, I'll update it with items from that pack. So I have this image in my head of a mountain-like house, not exactly an A-frame, but with very exaggerated roof lines that kind of give that impression. And I want it up on a hill, like on a rise, which there's not much room on a 20 by 30 lot for a rise to be constructed. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to give it a shot. We're going to start with sort of an entrance area. Okay, so this is the middle. This is 10. I want to do maybe like a 7 by 4, I think, sort of space. And we're going to need room for stairs to go up. And let's trim back a little bit of it. Let's give it a little bit of architectural look, right? We'll give it a little bit of architectural look. We'll take this chunk out, this chunk out. We'll take this wall out because our stairs will go there. I'm thinking in my head, like maybe we have these areas here marked off and this will be storage, for outdoor stuff, like maybe your bow, right? For archery or whatever else. What do they have, like canoes now, you know, kayaks. Maybe you can store your kayaks in these sort of areas. Now I need to take out, we're going to take out the ceiling here because I need it pretty open so that I can put the stairs going up. And then I want to build, let's just keep the 7x7 theme going here, or 4x7. I'm going to pull this out a little bit to make a second floor. And then we're going to use the terrain tools to create a hill underneath it. Let's see here. That's kind of high. We're going to fix that real quick. Got a little crazy with it. Let's go out here. And we're going to build our main living space up here on this rise. So we're going to have a sort of a little bit of a view, right? A little bit of an elevated view from our home. My thought is, well, we'll probably not have just a plateau like this. I'll kind of put a little bit of, you know, slightly lower here, slightly lower there type of stuff. Now, let me take a look at this. That still seems a little high. I would like for this to be a little bit higher here. Let me see if I can get it even higher. There we go. Because I want it to be pretty flush, right? I definitely want it to be flush with the ground, not like it's floating on this hill, but like it's built on top of this hill. So we'll put that out there. And now we're going to have, I want to have a couple of balconies, a couple of outdoor areas. I think we'll start by, let's extend this a little bit further. We'll create our sort of entranceway here. I'm going to grab some stairs. Let's make sure our stairs work. Everything's base game. Let me filter it. Let's filter here because this is going to be all base game. Base game only build, and then we'll put the new pack in it. We'll bring this across like that. I think I could maybe... Let me see here. Let's grab a, I'm going to just do something just, you know, just to, again, make it look a little bit interesting. Let's go ahead and put a cover on this area, but we're going to remove this front part. So it's definitely going to open it up. And then we're going to, I think these are base game. Are they? I hope so. The crystal clear floors. No, shoot. Okay, so I can't use them. Those are Sulani. So we can't use them. But one thing we can do, we're going to just kind of make it a little bit, we'll kind of play it a little bit, right? It won't be entirely kind of what I was looking for, but we'll play it a little bit by maybe just cutting out, like there is a skylight there, you know, so you can see a little bit of the sort of design on the ground, right? You can track the sun across the ground as it moves. So it gives you a little bit more of an interest throughout the day. We're going to put a seamless glass wall here. I think to kind of give us some light into our storage space. And I think that'll work for now. Now, I want a really sweeping roof line. So let's start building our interior. I'm going to stick with this 4x7 feel here. And this we'll use as kind of a kitchen dining area. And then this is my thought. So we're going to come up here. We're going to grab a piece of roof. And I've kind of done stuff like this before, so it shouldn't be too hard, but I haven't done it in maybe a little while. We're going to need to change it a little bit, I think. Maybe even a little bit more. And I want to extend this all the way down. But I want it to be out over this, so let's try. How far do I have to move it? Or adjust it? We can adjust it like that. Can I pull it any further? No. So if I want to go further, I'm going to have to pull it out a little further like this. Which, you know, is not too bad. I guess that would work. I could live with that. That seems pretty good. We are going to... We're going to have another piece of roof up here that's going to extend it even further. So let's drop down here. Let's put in another room. I need a big living room, kind of a big living space. We're going to go, I think, with a 6x7 on this. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And I think I want to replicate that on the second floor. We're going to have a second floor. We'll put a same thing here. And from the start, I wanted to put in kind of a conservatory. So let's do maybe 3 tiles wide. And we're going to double that as well because I want that to be a 2-story space. So this is going to be kind of a loft bedroom overlooking a 2-story space. And now that we have that in place, we can go ahead and take this particular piece and let's put it where it will line up, hopefully. There we go. So it's going to line up and create a long expanse. I think we'll bring it up like that, and then let's grab it, turn it around here. Okay, not too bad. So we'll kind of go ahead and replicate this on each side. Might need to adjust it probably a little bit, but all in all, not too bad. So we'll put this over here. And then I want to do also a typical roof that we would use. So we're going to need kind of I'm thinking an overhang here, which actually might interrupt this area. Maybe not. Let's give it a shot. Let's go ahead and we'll copy this. I'm going to put it. I can't have it anywhere that's going to intersect the stairs. I'll grab this piece. Smaller, easier to deal with. I say that, maybe it won't work either. Let's put it here. Now, I don't want this to be on the same level. You know, like I don't want it to match. I don't want a solid. So I can't pull that back. And that's really what I want to do is pull that back. So in order to get that to work, I'm going to have to extend this by, whoops, 1 space. Now that should allow me, right? Yeah. Pull that back. Okay. And that is going to drop us down just a little bit off of this particular setup. And I'm going to bring these out. Maybe not that far. Let's roll them back just a little bit. Okay, so we're going to do that, and then I want to have the exact same type of roof here, right, on this landing. That is like not nearly high. There we go. Still not exactly working there. Let's see. That's what I want it to look like. You know what? Maybe this is part of the problem. Let's see here. There we go. That's a little bit better. That's not quite as bad. It's still sticking out a bit more than I wanted. I really didn't want it to be that far out, but if I push it back, we end up with that gap. And pulling it like this does not fix that. So that's all we're going to have to do. We're going to have to do that there. And yeah, I guess it's fine. I can always pull this out a little bit. So we'll pull that out, and then we'll just give ourselves a little bit more space here in the kitchen dining area by opening up, which is fine. I mean, you can always use more room in the kitchen. You can always use more room in the kitchen, all right? So we'll put this here. I need to take out these walls. Obviously, all of this, I kind of want to be as open as possible, because the idea is when you come in, you're going to have a real vista across the whole house. Okay, so we've got that. And then I want to put also this roof line up here on this roof. Hopefully it'll work. We'll see. That worked really well there. So yeah, okay, cool. And then we'll grab this and we'll flip it around and we're going to put it over here. And for this side, I'm going to do it as a glass roof. Let's see here. Because we're also going to do a glass roof here on this part of the conservatory and just let in a ton of light into this area. And this space up here is going to be sort of an open loft style bedroom. This isn't exactly kind of perfect, using the roof this way, but it works all right. I really want a completely flat roof there, really. But it does have a little bit of an incline, but again, I think it's going to be fine. Let's take a look. So it looks pretty good, I think. We're going, you know what, let's go ahead and let's put in a little half wall there, kind of let even more light in. I really wish what I was thinking was to put a glass floor here that would let light down into the kitchen area. But since the crystal clear flooring panels are Solani, I'm not going to include it with this build. Now, in the build as I use it, I might do that because I really do want to do it. But on the build as I'm going to upload it to the gallery, it is just going to be base game and then the new pack. So maybe if someone has island living, they might want to do the same thing. But I'm not going to include it that way. I'm going to stick a little bedroom out here off to the side. What we're going to have is basically a 2-bedroom, 2-bath residence, I think. Which I'm not entirely certain is enough kind of space for an Airbnb. But that's what I'm going to go for. I think I might try. If I raise this up, can we still see it? No. Okay. But you know, I think I'll be able to if I take this out of the way. Because I want to kind of maintain that effect when I drop down. Yeah. Okay. Kind of the idea that there is, you know, this roof line going across there. Create ourselves a little balcony out here. I mean, one thing I'm a little concerned about is this seems a little high to me. So I could try adjusting the pitch of this entire thing. And we'll see how much that bugs me. Let's see. That looks pretty good. Pretty close as far as the angle goes. Since we're playing around with roofing here a little bit, I'm going to throw kind of... Let's put that there. A roof coming out from the side of the house. Yeah, and hopefully the same angle. I think so. Wonder if I could pull it even more, maybe a little bit more like that. Okay, that'll do. And then I think my idea is really to make this room a sort of like, I don't know, the kids' room, I guess, maybe, because the parents would be up here. So I might put a door here out to a little play yard, or on this side out to a little play yard, depending on how I ultimately sculpt this sort of rise that we built this thing on. Now, one thing I think I could use is maybe a bathroom. Let me take a look here. Yeah, I'm going to try drawing out a little bit of little area here. I have an idea for a bathroom that would be a split bathroom plan. So you're going to have a tub and a shower in each location. And then it's going to be divided that way. 2 people can use it at the same time in privacy. So I'm going to try setting that up. I'm going to try and see kind of how it looks and whether or not I like the idea. So we would draw this off, and we could do a sink and a shower here. And on this side, we could do like a tub, a sink, and a toilet. And then 2 people could get ready at the same time who maybe aren't related, or, you know, brothers and sisters are not going to want to be in the same bathroom at the same time. So, well, not necessarily. Some may not care, you know, but, you know, like my son wants to be in the bathroom by himself, right? He doesn't even want me in there. He don't want nobody else in there. So I thought, hey, we could do a dual bathroom setup, kind of. Put a door here, a door here, a door here. And then 4 people could bathe at the same time in a 2-bathroom Airbnb. And we'll put a little roof here on this side. Well, let's see. Okay, there we go. So we got a roof over there. Now, the thing that keeps, still probably going to keep bugging me is that blasted, height of this thing. I could try real quick. Adjusting it, I don't know. Because if I adjust this one, I have to adjust all of them. So what I would have to do, maybe we start here. If I adjust that a little bit, what am I going to get? I'm going to get a lot of... That's going to look a lot different. That's going to look a lot different. So as far as this part goes... And if I pull it, it's not going to really make much difference, is it? No. So I'm going to put that back the way I had it. And we're just going to put up with the fact that this is a little bit high. Safety first, you guys. Maybe a kid to go out there. You don't want them falling off. And I'll think about it later. If something comes up to me later that I think, yeah, that might work, I can always kind of adjust it at that point. I think I'm going to go in here. If I pull this across, will it destroy? No, does not destroy our stairs, so I don't have to rebuild anything. Now I'm going to go ahead and kind of do this sort of thing here, down here. Okay, so I think that's pretty good for now. I'll leave it like that. We'll put this in here. It's going to define kind of a little balcony area out here as we approach the house. This area is quite a bit bigger than I originally envisioned it. So, this front porch. I could go ahead and pull this maybe like right here. Pull it right. Maybe even here. What am I getting into? No. But I could pull it a little bit further without interfering with my, roof line. And then we could make the kitchen even larger. Okay, so that's a pretty good start. Let's throw some stairs in for up our second floor. I'm going to need some sort of window here. Take a look at our base game options. We have this. How big is this? That's pretty good. Let's go with that. What else do we have, though? I think there might be a larger version of that. Is it this? I'm going to go with the smaller. I think I'm going to go with the smaller. We'll see. I might change my mind. So let's go ahead and let's map out our bathroom real quick. We're going to need some doors. We're going to need our base game stuff. Let's pull up something modern. This is going to be a pretty modern sort of build. Put one here, and then one here. With the idea being that you can still go from side to side if you want to, if you need to. I'm going to do the same thing upstairs. Now, this is kind of the parents' area, and I'm not sure if it's necessary to divide it, and I might change my mind later and not divide it. So I might just do a divided version downstairs. Or I thought about dividing it this way and just dividing the toilet in one sink off and leaving the tub sink on the other side and shower completely open. So that might change. For now, what do we have for base game items for the bathroom? Let's see here. Let's look at our tub options. I don't want anything too crazy fancy. I mean, we have this, of course. This is vacation, right? This is your luxury Airbnb. But I'm thinking something a little more natural, maybe like that. So it looks a little bit like an old-fashioned piece, but it's made out of, wood. Maybe we're going to leave that there for now. Pull that in. Kind of a divider. Now, for toilets, I guess we'll use this. The reason why I don't like to use this, I used to love... First of all, I love it because it looks just like a regular everyday toilet, right? Looks like every toilet everybody has. It used to be unbreakable, right? It used to be unbreakable, which for $1,800 for a toilet, it should be unbreakable. Now it's like a reliability of 3, so I hate to use it, but I'm going to because it still looks kind of like what, works there. Some of this stuff, I can't remember if we have new bathroom stuff coming or not. Because ultimately, when this goes up on the gallery, I'm going to do a pure base game version. And then I'll do a base game and adventure awaits version of this particular build. And then I might even do the version that I ultimately use for my Sims, which is like everything, right? Would have everything, every pack in it. Put that there. We'll grab at least a nice shower here. Put that there. I'm going to go ahead and grab some lights. A lot of times I kind of forget to turn the light on. Do that. We'll throw one here. And let's work on our kitchen and dining room, our base game kitchen and dining room. I guess let's put in some wallpaper or something here real quick. Let's go with some just standard pure expressions, stuff here. Oh, you know what? I think I'm going to make this glass. I'm going to put the fireplace here, but I think I'm going to make it glass. I think. This is the kids' room. So it doesn't need to be super private. And I do want it to be kind of open. One thing that kind of holds me back with this is it blocks a little bit of the view coming up. And of course, I just screwed up our whole my whole conservatory here. Here we go. Okay. I really don't like the fact that this does kind of get in the way a little bit. So I'm thinking, let's bend it. Let's see if we can bend it like this, and then can we move it over here? No. Can I put it here? No. No, but can I put it over here now? I can now. So let me see here. We've got a little bit of, roof line sticking through there. I'm going to move it back like that. That worked. Okay, I was afraid we might, well, we probably will still have bleed over. Let me see. Yeah, I was afraid it was going to do this. See how we can see the bleed over? It's pretty much okay because my thought is to put closets here anyway. Like that. Can I bring them out? I can't bring them out any further, can I? No. So that's okay. We'll put a closet there. That'll kind of hide that. And then now when we come up to the door, we have a much more direct view all the way through the structure. Now, let's see if we can move on here to the kitchen. Filter our items by base game only. I'm not really too concerned about doing a traditional looking kitchen. I do want a pretty modern feel. Like this is a new construction. So we've got these cabinets, which are the old, right? Been around forever, standby cabinets. And then we got these, which are a little bit newer. I do really like these. I don't know if I feel like they have enough of a modern feel, but they kind of do. Shaker cabinets do have kind of that modern, clean line type of feel to them. So maybe we do go ahead and use them. I don't really love the countertop of it, but it'll probably be okay. I'm going to put this here, this here. Where am I going to put the refrigerator, though? Let's do a linear kitchen. We'll put the fridge here. See what kind of options do we have. We have some pretty nice options, and since this is an Airbnb, we can put something pretty nice in it. I think I'm gonna go with this. Stainless steel. Do people still like stainless steel? I'm kind of over it. I'm kind of over my stainless steel stove, but I'm going to use it here. We'll put this matching stove in next to it. I'm trying to avoid putting something here because I would like to use this as maybe a pantry or a closet. But I think I'm just not going to be able to. Let's go ahead and we'll see. I'm going to take a look and see how bad the stutter's bad on that. I wanted to kind of overlap them because this seems like way too big to me for like a kitchen island, even with a bar. But that gives us a lot of stutter. Now, I guess if the tool mod gets updated and I put my mods back in, which incidentally, as everybody knows, we just had an update. Make sure your mods are all updated before you put them back in. I take my whole folder out and set it on the desktop so I don't get, as much interference. Let's see here. I'm going to put this. I need a stainless steel one, though, don't I? I mean, really, to match. That's going to look weird anyway. Let's just pull them out. Because I also need a dishwasher to go in here. And the dishwasher does not match, and that is just going to break my heart, but we're going to have to live with it. Now, I can either make this an outdoor sort of, closet area, or leave it so I can access it from the kitchen. I'm going to start with it being a pantry because it does look like maybe you would put a pantry there. And I might put one on this side too. It's not very often that I use just base game or just any particular pack. And I'm in a bad habit of using the eyedropper, right? And then it resets everything. So let's find our bar stools. Does that kind of match the tone? Well, not really, but that's pretty close. Though one thing I'm already doubting here. I wanted a dining room table. Am I going to have enough room for a dining room table? I don't think so. Sorry, my allergies today are like crazy. Wipe my nose a little bit there. I live in Oklahoma and the state hates us, so it constantly bombards us with bad weather and allergies, hoping that will move. So far, we have not. If I take this out, maybe if I just do it like this. Is that going to give me enough room for a table? I think so then. It does it look a little weird? I don't know. I don't think so. I think it's going to be okay. I mean, it's a little different, that's for sure. I guess I could still move this out like that. Ooh, shoot, we can still see that. Oh, well, we're going to have to see part of the, I guess we don't. You know what I could do? Could just put this here. And that there. But again, that might be a little odd looking. I'm going to try it. I haven't ever tried that before, so I'm going to try that. Let's just see how it looks. We'll throw some decoration on it later and see what we get. I'm not going to do that because I want to keep the view again open. Speaking of the views, I'm going to need my Sims to get in here in some fashion. So they can see the view. We'll throw in a couple of doors. And I'm going to use these same doors upstairs as well. And we're also going to go ahead and put the glass walls up here. Let in a lot of light. This is going to be a nice bedroom because it's going to be very, very bright. Now for a dining room table, I'm really building this in a lot of ways for a family of 4. I have thought about trying to make it larger to fit in like a family of 8. And ultimately I might do that. I mean, I do have a little bit of room I could expand. This is only a 20 by 30 lot. But since we only have a family of 4, maybe 2 guests. Now, one thing I thought would be cool, originally I was going to put in a Murphy bed in the living room or in the conservatory, but Murphy beds, of course, are not base game only. Definitely they're not. And I thought, well, I'll use sleeping bags. So I'll leave some sleeping bags around as kind of 2 extra places to sleep, or even 4. But sleeping bags also aren't in the base game. And there doesn't seem to be any evidence that they're going to be included with this new pack. The new pack shows the kids sleeping in bunk beds. So that's my thought. They're not going to be kind of bundled in there. We're going to use a nice modern glass table. I don't know about that. Let me go down here and take a look. Maybe. I think, aren't they from the same suite of stuff, though, as this? Like the same kit? They are. So maybe there should be a swatch here that's going to match the tone of that wood. To that? Nope. That one, maybe. That's kind of close. That's pretty close. Yeah, that's very close. So we'll go with that. Because because the wood matches. I wish the seats were white instead of, brown, but that's okay. So we're going to put 2 extra seats here in case we have, somebody come over, somebody stop by. You meet a lot of friends when you're camping. My son and I have been camping a lot. And they're very friendly people. Typically, people who go to campgrounds and go camping are very friendly. Now, this is not at a campground. This is just going to be in the national park kind of area. But at the same time, you never know. You're in a national park area. A lot of people in those areas are pretty friendly, pretty easygoing. They like to talk, like say, hey, where are you from? Right? Where are you from? Big topic of conversation whenever you travel anywhere. But especially, I think, to a national park or places that are kind of known for camping and a little bit more of a communal vibe and communal atmosphere. We're going to need some flooring in here, and we have some pretty good flooring in the base game, so I'm going to use this in its lighter color. And we're going to just do wood through like pretty much the whole place and pretend it's Pergo. Especially since an Airbnb, it probably would be, since this is an Airbnb. I mean, if I was doing an Airbnb, I would put laminate in this house. I would not put anything expensive because it's probably not going to live. It's probably not going to last. Let's look at this. This is where the fireplace is going to go. So I'm going to create kind of a little hearth area there. Whoops. It's not super modern, and my thought is we could change. I don't think we have a metal, though. We do have a metal. I could put a metal there instead of the bricks, but even though I want to go a little modern with this cabin, I do have to kind of think, I don't know, what would people really like? I'm going to put a door here, I think. Now, one thing I'm a little nervous about is the living room furniture. Sometimes it's, there's not a lot in base game. There kind of is. They were trying to touch a lot of bases, cover a lot of bases. So we've got this maybe kind of light toned. And it's got a matching chair. Really plays in its favor. Here in the garden room, I'm thinking, board games, family stuff. I want to put a computer in because I take my computer with me a lot on vacation. But I want these people to participate with each other, right? I want these kids that have to play with their, hang out with their parents. So let's put in a dartboard over there, and then maybe I might grab one of these. Put a little music thing somewhere. Put it on a table. And then we have this game table. I don't really know what kind of games does it play? Just cards? That's okay then. I'm not going to use the same sort of chairs. Let me take a look here. Got red and black. Maybe we'll just grab some red chairs. And then we'll outfit with some plants. As far as tables when it comes to base game, oh, let's use this. Like this. We can put our little Alexa thing up here, make it a little bit smaller. This is what I'm thinking of as the kids' bedroom. One way that we could fit more people in, of course, and this would be very typical for an Airbnb, is, you know, we fill this room full of bunk beds or something. So let me see here. So we could, you know, so if you were a family of 6 because you got 4 kids, this would work. This gets in the way. Maybe, well, yeah, I might have to take that out. I kind of liked it because it gave us more light in there, but maybe I could do some high windows or something. And I don't have to do bunk beds. I think I'm going to. Here's the deal. I think I am going to. A lot of times when kids go on vacation, they go camping, they want to invite a friend, right? So even if you have a family of 4, you might want to invite, the kids might want to invite a friend with them or a cousin, something like that. So I'm going to go ahead and include 2 bunk beds there in that particular room. One thing I thought about doing with this room was we could do a pretend sleeper sofa, but it always has to be out. The sleeper sofa always has to be engaged. So I don't really want to do that. These new like full glass walls are like the best thing I ever added to the game since like toddlers. Okay, drop back down here. I'm gonna go ahead and put this wood floor up there too. And since it's Pergo, I guess we'll put it, well, no, maybe I'll use something different in the bathrooms. I'm going to need something out here as well. So we've got some terracotta tile. It's always nice, always works. We can do plain white. That always works. I think we're going to use terracotta out here. Either that or flagstone. Or the brick. What was that brick I just used? Let's see here. That would tie it into the downstairs area. I mean, I think for now, that's what I'm going to use. I might change it. We're going to get new stuff also with the new pack. You know, I don't know if I want to put bricks here. I think I'm going to put dirt here. Because I think I'll do some sort of plants along this space. Let me see. There we go. So maybe something like this, like some lily of the valley, right? Oh, shoot. Oh, come on, roof. Don't mess with me. Hold on here. We'll just take care of that just like that. We'll move it out of the way for a moment. Because we just have to do this quick thing and then put it back into place. Did I put it in the right spot? I think I did. Yeah. And then let's go ahead and we'll replicate this look up here. Now, one thing I think I am going to do, and this is going to be the one, I don't know. The one thing I'm really torn about. Now, of course, I want this to be like a cabin, like a log cabin. And we don't have any logs in the base game that I can recall. I'm going to look here and see, but I don't think we do. There are some new logs coming with the new pack. So I could, you know, I'll be able to put them in when the new pack gets here. But I wouldn't really be able to upload a full base game version without the new pack either, right? Just base game without using what we have in just the base game. So I'm going to have to really think about that, what I'm going to use as an exterior on this particular build. One thing I've thought about doing just to kind of have an indication of, you know, where it's headed was using Horse Ranch. You know, use the logs from Horse Ranch only. Use the logs from Horse Ranch, nothing else. To show what the exterior will look like after we swap them out with the new pack. And I might do that here in a second to kind of give a feel of what the structure is going to look like, the overall structure. But first, I do think we'll look through here and see what I've got for base game to work with as far as wood. I'm afraid it's going to end up being kind of a wood siding. Oh, and you know what I want to do real quick as well? Everything's real quick. I've always got a million real quick things to do. I need to put in a sort of chimney area. And I'm going to do it up here. Whoops. I think right here. I was thinking earlier today, I don't think I have ever stayed in an Airbnb. I have stayed in like apartments, you know, but they were basically an apartment hotel. Like it was not an Airbnb. I didn't have to clean up before or after or anything like that. And you know, it had maid service and a check-in desk and normal, but it was like a full apartment. I've stayed in those like in London, Washington, D.C., places like that. We'll make that a little bit taller there. And Airbnbs have never been a super big appeal to me because you have to clean up when you leave is kind of the big reason. I'm kind of like, you know, lazy. I'm really not, but I just don't want to take all that. I guess I don't travel by car a lot. And the idea, I feel like, am I going to have like all the cleaning supplies I need or... Come on, let me go down here. Can I go down here? That looks pretty good. I think we can stick with that. I'm going to take this out. Throw a little bit of trim up there. Give it a little bit more of a look. Now, let's see what we have for base game. Now, this is one thing I considered. To me, it looks a little bit like stone. It's supposed to be reclaimed wood. It's one of the things I actually managed to claim with the last event. I did not claim everything with the last event. I got a little frustrated with it. But I do have that. And we've got siding. So we've got this sort of stuff. I don't know. So it's going to look like that, you know. It's not, and I don't want anything that's painted. I mean, I want something that looks like wood. Now, this is called Cabin in the Woods. So, I mean, we may have to go, I may have to go with that. I may have to. If I'm going to try to keep this as a base game build, and have a base game version and then a new base game and new pack version. That may be what I have to do. I'm going to paint this on there, kind of give us a look at what we're going to be dealing with. If I use it. Which, I mean, what can I say? It's not awful. It is wood. It's just not really the log. You know, I'm thinking logs. I want like a really natural look to it. And then we've got these things, and I don't think any of this is really going to work for the exterior. And it's all coming up like super dark. Look how dark that is. That's really weird. That's supposed to be white. I wonder... Just something with the lighting maybe of this area. I don't know. It is close to evening. Let me... Still, no. Still about the same. Oh, it looks a little bit better. Does this one look better? Yeah, okay. Maybe it's just because it was evening. I bet it was in shadow. That's what it was. So we've got that. And that's pretty much it. Like, that's our base game option, right? And I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to use our base game option. I'm going to fill in kind of the areas. That looks a little odd there, but I think it's okay. Yeah, it's fine. And we'll take a full look at this, and then I'll kind of come back and I'll swap it out for the horse ranch logs. And like I said, the new pack is also going to have a sort of loggy, thick wood type of look. So one version that I uploaded this will have that as well. Whoops. I could put a basement in this, I suppose. I don't really want to. I don't like basements that much. Not in game and not in real life. There's a few houses we lived in when I was younger, and they had basements. And, you know, I just was terrified somehow. I was going to get down in that basement and, like, I don't know, evil, Chucky, somebody was going to, like, lock me in that basement. I was going to be trapped in there. I am a little claustrophobic, and I feel the same way about elevators. I don't think someone's going to trap me in the elevator. I think it's just going to stop working. And then they're not going to hear me in there begging and screaming and crying for help. You know, and now I'm going to die. Kind of like, you know, that actually happened to a chick in China, I think, right? And I'm like, how in the world did, you know, like she was in there for like a month or something. I don't know. I can't even think about it. But anyway, we had like, we had basements in a couple of houses and I hated them. And one of them, we had to go down the basement to use the washer and dryer. It was an older house, and that's where they put it. I mean, I wish they put it in the garage or any place else. I don't care, the kitchen, wherever. But they didn't. And I hated going down there. Okay, so that's kind of the way it would look, maybe exterior-wise, with a base game, you know, option. It's not bad. You know, it's not too bad. I might need to put a few more windows over here for the dining room. Maybe on the kitchen side as well. And I think what I'll do is put in a little bit of this dirt, maybe do some plantings here on both of these areas. Since we're not going to use them as active sim areas. Be nice to kind of green them up. I wish we had... Oh, come on. Can I go down? If I go down, will it stop? No. Okay, so let me move this out of our way. We'll move it here. We will take it in stride. We will take it in stride. Whoops. And let's go ahead and do these two while we got the roof out of the way. Whoop. Get in here. I keep screwing this up. do. Let's see. There we go. Get our roof back into place. You know, I'm going to change the roof a little bit though too. I'm going to use a metal roof on this. We do have metal options in the base game. And I'm thinking something kind of like this. Again, give a little bit more of a modern appearance, a little bit of a modern feel. And I like that sort of color there, that sort of brownish, maybe a little bit green tint to the brown against the white. Makes it a little pop, you know, a little bit more. Let's put mom and dad's bedroom in here. Their bed. Now, they've got a lot of room up here. So much room that, you know, part of me says we might be able to divide this into 2 small bedrooms by trying to capture maybe some of this space out here. How much space have I got here? I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't know. I really would need 8, but we could also extend this out. So we could extend this area out 2 more in this direction. That would give me 8. And I could do 2 4x4 bedrooms. Again, pretty small, but for an Airbnb in kind of a country area, you know, a rural area, I think that would be okay because you're not really going there to sleep or relax or luxuriate in your bedroom. You're going there to be out and about. So I guess if I decide I just have to do 8, I could extend this, maybe move things around a little bit. We'd have a much bigger living room. Okay, I'm going to think about it. But for now, let's just go with this bedroom. We'll go with what we've got right here. None of these beds are exactly my favorite, again, because they're, you know, these base game beds. But I think we can do maybe this. I don't know. I was going to reach for this, kind of the barn bed. Let's try the barn bed. What have we got? What have we got? Maybe that. That's not too bad. At least the wood's a little bit, you know, lower tone. Something like that. I actually like that better. The wood is a little bit dark, but I do like it better. Let's stick with that. We're going to do the exact same bathroom upstairs as we have downstairs. And I think unless I decide to turn this into two bedrooms up here, I'm going to just make this a single use bathroom. And then down here, you'll have a spot where 2 kids could get ready at the same time. And up here, mom and dad probably aren't going to have a problem sharing with each other. You know, one in the shower, one in the tub or something like that. So now, one thing I wish I could do is I would like to make the toilet a little more private here. Typically in the United States, we would want to put a little door here, and it would fit, you know, with just that tight, but it won't work in The Sims. I've tried it before. It just does not work. going to go ahead and use the brick in these bathrooms. That might be a mistake. I might change my mind. But for now, that's what we'll go with. Oh, you know what? Let me change things around a little bit because we'll try that there. I want to do this as closet and storage space. Oh, shoot. And you know what I was about to look up? I was about to look up closets from Get Together, and I can't use those. So let me pull up our base game options here for storage and see what do we have? So we've got this. This would at least match the tone of stuff downstairs, right? Some version of this should match. Probably that one. Is that right? No, but let's bring it downstairs and we'll see. We're going to pretend like they just got all of this stuff at IKEA. And that's why it all matches. That's pretty close. It's not exactly. Maybe they're not meant to match. I thought they were kind of from the same kit, but maybe I'm wrong. If they're not going to match, I'm probably going to go with either that or white. Let's just go with white. Now, I would like to have the appearance of, you know, kind of a built-in row of shelving. I don't know if the Sims can actually access that. I'm going to try taking out a panel of wall, see what happens if I take it out. Oh, we're not going to see too much of the roof doing that. And at this point, because of that new room, and we can move these back. It won't really look built in, but I know for sure they can use it here. And I might try it at some point when I have a sim available. I might try doing that more built-in look. But for now, you know, we basically have a row of closets. This is really, really, really a big room. I guess I'll put in like a chair. Let's pull up a base game chair here. Maybe 2 chairs even. Got so much space. Like the kids are going to be super jealous. They're like, we have to share this room and look how small it is and you get all that space. Of course, it's open. It's a loft, so it's a trade-off, right? I think I'm going to use this lovely little chair here. I love this chair. This is really one of my favorite base game chairs. It was added, I think, after the fact, as I recall. You know what I think I'm going to do? I'm going to turn them over here. Does it look too weird to do that? Like if they're sitting? I don't know. It kind of messes with the traffic flow, but doesn't it feel like that's what you would do? I mean, if you were staying at an Airbnb, you would move those chairs over there and you would, you know, point them out the window towards the view. So I don't know. I'm going to leave them here for now, but I might move them around. Let's find a couple of some sort of small table. It's actually kind of too big. Maybe this one? Ah, that's good. I've used this particular end table so much in The Sims, again, because originally it's base game. So originally, before we had, 100 packs or whatever we have now, there wasn't a lot to use. And it's small, right? It fits in a space that looks like it fits, looks like you would choose it for that space. Those other tables look really big, so. Oh, and I think we'll go ahead and we'll put in a bookshelf up here. Maybe this. Well, no, not that. Let's go with, how big is this? Too big. I kind of want something modern, right? But not too modern and made out of wood and all this different stuff. And so we could go with this. Does it come in a tone that's going to match these other pieces? Let me check. That's better. That really matches the chair there, I think, pretty well. Okay, so let's go with that. We'll put a bookshelf up here. Let's put in a couple of lamps up here on the table. Or maybe, what do we have in electronics? We got a clock. I'm not going to put a TV in here. I'm not going to put a computer in here. These people came here to be, with nature. We could do a little clock, something kind of quirky. We've got this one. I love this one. Put this one up here. Let's see here. Maybe that? Probably good enough. I'm not sure if I want, because I want lamps on each side. So then I'm thinking, well, is this clock just going to be in the way? Probably. And there's a clock there. I mean, it doesn't work, but okay, let's get rid of the clock. Well, let's see what kind of rugs we have in base game. All of this is, it really is a fun sort of exercise to go through just the base game again. Kind of see what exactly do we have. To use in these sort of builds. That's really, really big. My gosh. I even shrunk it down one. It's still so big. I don't know. Well, I don't know. I don't know about that. I'm going to take it out. Let's see if we can. There's not much else. There's not much else. Now we do have carpet. So do I just skip it? Maybe I use a sisal type of rug. This used to be kind of my old standby. It's not quite big enough, but it would work under the bed. And when it does, it looks good. It's very basic. It's very, kind of common. You used to see them all over the place. But I'm going to leave it. It works just fine. We're going to go with that. I think I better leave that light there. I don't know. We'll put this here. Where? There it is. Okay. I guess I'll pretend like they're making this room really nice because it's the room they're going to show on the listing, right? So it's the room that's going to convince mom and dad that, oh, we want to stay there. No, I'm going to try to make the whole house nice, but we'll see. I'm going to turn off the sun real quick and just get a feel for... One thing we could use is some sort of maybe full-length mirror in this room. Maybe. We can put a mirror in here. Let's take a look and see what we've got in here. Usually I do use full-length mirrors by our bathroom sinks. Whoops. And then you can kind of, you know, get a pretty good view of how you're going to look. Guess I could put a towel here, maybe. I wouldn't mind using some sort of bath mat, but again, being base game only, I don't know if I'm going to find anything in here I really want to use for that purpose. I guess we could do this again. Just do the same one. I mean, that'd be fine. So when you just kind of step out of the tub, you know, you got a nice little place to step onto. Now, I have thought about doing some accent walls here as far as decor goes. So maybe something like that, kind of highlight a few different areas. It does make it pretty dark. Does this come in different swatches? It probably does. Could do something like this. I don't know if I want to do the bathroom like that or not. I kind of do. Let's tone that down. Let's go like that. Here on the first floor, again, maybe here in the kids area, we could just do the whole room. I'm going to hope that there's some sort of art, maybe a big piece of art or a piece of art I can make big that is going to fill that wall there. Now we have this. This works pretty well. It does kind of feel a little southwestern, definitely western Oklahoma, western United States. And it's already pretty sizable, and it comes in different swatches. So we could do a couple of them here. Let's do like that. I'm going to take out this puck light because we're going to do... No, well, maybe. I hope there's something. Is there something here we can use for... We do have these. This looks pretty good. You know, something like this over the dining room table. And I'm thinking maybe even over the island. So maybe like here and here. And then like this maybe. And we're going to put, let me grab one of these. We'll use this for under counter lighting. So I typically do. Now, I already looked through all these rugs and I did not find a lot of base game stuff I like. I'm going to try it one more time here. I guess we could use a sisal one again for here in the dining room. I'm not going to use a rug here because we're going to have a fireplace. I'm going to go ahead and stick a fireplace there. It's just really a placeholder because there is a new fireplace with the pack. So once the pack is available to use, I'll swap that out. I guess we'll go with that tone of wood. I'm afraid I'm going to go with the sisal rug again. It just is, you know, it's just a nice, it's just a nice kind of basic look. We've got this or this. What is, let's see. I mean, that's not bad. How big does it get really big? I didn't want anything kind of like that. I kind of wanted to stick a little modern. Oh, you know, that's cool. What's that? Oh, I like that. I didn't even know we had that. That works really well. And then I can just change this stuff back to wood. Yeah, that's nice. I like that. I like that much better. Lucky day. I don't know how I've missed that all this time. I don't know how long it's been in the game, but obviously I've missed it for a long time, probably. I don't know. Maybe it just came. I don't know. I'm going to go ahead and just use a sisal rug here as well. You know, the great thing about these rugs, they do clean up really well. They clean up usually pretty easy. And this is an AirBNB, and it's right here, you know, under the dining room table. So. How big does the runner get? Way too big. Let's take a look at our plant options. This is, I really like this. We'll put this up here, and that's really pretty. Do we have any sort of, one thing I'll probably put there, and I don't need to fill every space. There's going to be new collectibles with the new pack, and some of those are definitely going to fill in some decorative space. Maybe we'll use a rabbit, make him a little bit smaller. We do have a bowl of fruit, I think, in the base game. Yeah, let's throw a bowl of fruit on there. Does it come in different colors? Maybe? No? Okay. I guess we could put a fish. Let's put a little fish in here. I'll put it here in the game room, I think. Let's grab some more plants while I'm at it, because we are over here to the conservatory. I'm going to turn the sun back on. So what do I have to use? This old standby, old trusty. Put this in here. Nice leafy plant. Maybe put some of this in here. Gotta be careful. Don't want any routing issues. Go like that. I always like this, but I don't know. You make it big and it's huge. Now it feels a little bit too small at that size, but I guess not. I guess not for in here. I'm gonna go ahead and do it. We'll put our little fish over here in the corner. Oh, one thing I could put here, I guess it would give him something to do as well, and it kind of fits the space, is that bonsai tree. Because that's also base game. There it is. I really don't want to use this everywhere, but it is one of the ones I actually kind of like in base games. So we'll go ahead and put it over here. Now, I really want to put a hanging, light fixture here. One reason why I probably won't do it, I don't know. Well, no, I do know. Is because normally I use the light rope pole to give the impression, that it's holding a light fixture from this upper section. That's not a base game item, I don't think. I'm going to take a look here and see. But I'm almost positive it's not. No, it's not. It came with toddler stuff for some reason. Why? I don't know. And we've never really gotten anything else that I feel like, well, especially in base game, that is going to allow that sort of illusion, that we just don't have a light fixture hanging here in thin air. Grab little baby Yoda here, put him in here. The kids' room, give them something fun in there. So I got to figure out lighting for this space, and let's take a look. One thought, I did think maybe this. So if I put this here, and then I grab this and go up here, or is it going to be, here's a longer version of it. Then it does kind of look like it's, coming all the way down, right? So, it's does it look too crazy? I'm going to try. Let me turn the sun off. My thought is, if I lift this up, to where both of those pieces are under the square part, it looks a little bit more like they're one cohesive sort of light fixture, right? The big question for me is, does it give us enough light here? And I kind of think it does. I mean, it seems like there's enough light. Like you definitely could play, games and stuff there. So I'm going to stick with that. I'm going to use that as that solution. I wasn't sure it would work, and I didn't actually think of those lights to use until I noticed when I was putting these in that they had 3 different lengths. And I thought, maybe that might do it. This is a common rug I use in the kids' rooms, like all the time. Because I love it. I think it's super cool and super cute. I might change it in this case to maybe the green version. Wasn't there a green? Yeah, there is green. Let's change it to kind of a green version. And I don't know if I'm going to find any rugs for in here or not. I was thinking round. Let's do a round rug. But I don't know. I don't think I'm going to have a round rug. So I'm going to have to maybe... Now, this might be someplace where this would work. Maybe there? No, nothing else. No other swatches. No, I still don't like it. Maybe this one? Because we can make it smaller. That's not bad. What kind of swatches does it come in? I used to love this blue one. And I love the orange. Let's go with the orange. It's a little fancy though, isn't it? Yeah. Okay. We're just not going to do anything with it. We'll wait. Now, for the purely base game version of this house, maybe we just won't have a rug there. And there should be new rugs with the new pack, and we can maybe swap something out. Maybe. I don't know. To come in different? No, not really. Now this is pretty good. We could use this here. Just blow it up. It's pretty big when I blow it up, but I don't think it's too big. A lot of the paintings in my house are fairly large like that, so I don't think it's going to be too big. And we can throw... And it does at least fill the space, right? It definitely fills the space. We're going to light this up too. I don't mind these little puck lights for the bathroom and stuff. I don't know. I think make it a little smaller. Out here in the living room, I'm a little bit torn. Again, I feel like we could put something in, right? Something in place. But when the fireplace is lit, we might not need it. And during the day so far, I don't know that we've really needed it a whole lot. I don't think that changed anything much, did it? No. Okay, so... I feel like I still need to put some sort of light here. That's kind of what I'm looking for, and I'm not Nothing's grabbing me. Nothing's really, hitting me pretty hard. We could do kind of a torchère over here. Maybe, and not have it get too much in the way. Or we could put it back here, maybe. Go with more of a green. Is that the green? Yeah. That helps a little bit. I think that's fine. Do we have pillows in base game? Wasn't there like a pillow thrown in for an update? Aha, we do. Awesome, awesome. So I'm going to go ahead and put a few pillows here. Because, and I might go ahead also and let's just narrow that up a little bit. Because we don't need that much space to walk through here, and this gives us a little more room in the living room. Because my thought is kids might want to wallow a little bit here on the floor. Kind of just, get some pillows and kick back. I always put these pillows in like pretty much every build I do anymore. When I was a kid, we had a bunch of these. I think there was, and you saw them in stores all the time. They were really big like this too. And that's basically what you would, your parents just throw them on the wall in the living room or something. And that way you could grab them and have something to lay on the floor while you're watching TV. There's no TV in here, of course, but put a few things here for them nonetheless. I actually thought about putting them over here, but it might be too close to the fire. More and more, though, if I'm going to do this, I kind of would like to have some sort of carpet here if they're going to be laying on the carpet. In theory, if they're going to have that sort of look. And I don't know what I can use from base game. I'm not in love with it. So maybe this, what does it look like? It looks an awful lot like a sisal rug, but it's not, it does have a different texture, and maybe we could go ahead and use this here. It comes in some different colors. I don't know if I need a different color. Comes in kind of whatever that is, kind of a grayish green. No, I'm going to just leave it. I'll leave it this color here. And I think that is not too bad. I'm going to grab another one of these brown pillows. Put it against this chair. That's really not too bad. I do kind of like that there, and it is going to make it more comfortable. The Sims aren't going to care. But in real life, it would make it more comfortable for people. In my, since I'm a professional AirBNB runner, then it needs to be a professional environment. It needs to look professional. Okay, so we've got that. I really don't know what we have to use in the kitchen. Normally when I'm going to do kitchen stuff, I fall back on Cool Kitchen, which is a stuff pack. But it looks like there are several things here. This sort of stuff works pretty well for kitchen decor. What else have we got here? We've got this. Let's do that. And I do kind of love this notebook. I don't know where I can put it. But I want to put it someplace where it'd be like, oh, I'll put it in the kids' room. We'll pretend like one of them's journaling, right? So we'll put it maybe there by an end table, by their bed. And I'm going to grab this stuff and put it over by the bonsai tree. Here in our, sort of conservatory. Also for the kids, I'm going to grab like a bucket, of toys. Again, maybe some plush and stuff like that, like an Airbnb person might leave for them to play with. Will these go up here? No. We'll go up there. No. I don't want to take up all of our space. We've got plenty of counter space, though, really, to mix stuff, but I don't want to take it all up. I got to be kind of careful. Yeah, let's put that there. I want to see what kind of wall decor we have. I could put this up. Like, this is all of our rules here at this Airbnb, right? This is all of our rules, so you better follow them. I'm going to have to, like, charge you, like, extra money, like an extra deposit. I'll put a little small thing here, maybe. And that's for recipes. It's not for rules. It's for recipes. And we're going to throw these kind of knives here on the wall. Now, I left a closet over there to use as, you know, kind of a pantry, but I really don't think, do I have anything to put in it? I'll look for some shelves and kind of decide. I think we will go ahead and put this particular stuff. I don't want to get too crazy with it. I think we'll do it here in the kitchen to kind of outline this as like a backsplash. And that does look pretty good. It does give it a nice overall tone. Oh, and I've got it here in a darker form. I'm going to leave it darker here and do it lighter here. So that's pretty cool. We'll go with that. I feel like I could put in a few more plants in this conservatory. Like maybe it is something I kind of need to do. But I don't know. I don't know if there's any of these I want to use. How big's that? What's that? That's, well, how big does it get? Oh, it gets pretty big. Let's make it a little bit bigger, and we'll put that maybe like right here. And its footprint doesn't get super big, so it's not going to probably get in the way. Let's give it a bright color. Put some little plants over here. Got to be careful. I don't want to get in the way of feeding the fish, so... We'll try those. When I play test it, if it won't work, I'll swap it out. One thing I probably should do is put a railing on our on our stairs. Okay, let's work a bit more here in the kids' room. Grab, I'm gonna put a bigger table here. I think also I don't want to keep using that same smaller table. We could actually go with one of these, another one of these maybe. Gives us some drawers too, so it acts a little bit like a dresser. We're gonna try to make it look like it matches the bunk beds there, and we'll put that there. And I guess we could do a light in here. I'm gonna see, do we have, I think we do. Hey, son. How are you? Hey, cat. Leo got so jealous when I was petting that cat the other day. Or just earlier. I mean, not the other day. Earlier. Yeah. My son's home from school. He brought the cat. Show me there. We have 2 cats. And, of course, like a lot of cats, they get jealous of each other. And earlier I was petting that one that he had on the stairs. And the cat that likes me better came running. He heard me talking to him. Came running up, meowing like meow, meow, meow. So I got caught, right? I got caught. I had to stop him. I had to stop and pet him for a while. And it really did just kind of sound like he's like, didn't I tell you? Did I tell you not to pet him no more? And they're brothers. They've known each other since, since birth. But they are not in love with each other. That's for sure. Okay, let's see here. I was thinking about putting a little bench here, but I don't think it'll slide under, will it? No. I mean, I can make it smaller to give it the impression, but it won't really be usable. But I think I'm going to. I think I'm still going to go ahead and do that. I might test it with a sim and kind of see how bad it is. If it's really bad, I can always pull it out. But I do want to dress up, like kind of this room at least a little bit. Even though it is the kids' room, I like to give it a little bit of a look. It is visible, from the rest of the house, so. And this is getting really close to kind of done. Again, when the new pack gets here, some of this will swap out. Some stuff will just be added. But we are getting really close to done on it. I'm going to put like towel bar there. Put a smaller one here. And we'll do that. I guess I could put one here in the actual shower. I don't know. What I'd like to do is make it look like it's hanging from the shower door. And because I do feel like it'd be realistic to have kind of a towel in the shower. But that's going to get so wet. So I'm not going to do it that way. They'll just have to bring a towel with them and throw it on the sink there or something. I could, you know what I'm going to use? I'm going to use this kind of light toned reclaimed wood. I'm going to put it on each side of these dividers in the bathrooms. Again, give it a little more of a look. I really think if I ever build another house to live in myself, I'm going to seriously do a kid's bathroom like this. Because again, you can go from here to here if you need to use the bathroom, but if someone's taking a bath or something, someone else can take a shower, and you can use the bathroom, 2 people at the same time. No arguments, no arguing. I could go ahead and put maybe this little rug down here too. For the kids. Now, this is our base game look, which I think it looks pretty good. I do like the exterior, I need to do a lot of terrain work, and I'm going to do some terrain work on this and a lot of landscaping. But I'll wait on that until we actually have the pack in hand, because I want it to blend in with the area around it. So I'll wait for the pack to arrive. Getting very close, much closer, very, very close. We should, being in the EA Creator Network, get it a little bit early. And I've got a lot of things to finish up once it gets here. But this is a base game version. This is what it's going to look like as just base game, nothing else. No other packs, nothing else. Now, what I want to do is I'm going to change this to look like this, you know, log siding. And I don't know if, I think I'll use this kind. And this is going to give us an idea of kind of really more of where I was headed. And we'll see if I like it. I might not like it. I mean, as I do kind of like that base game look. It's not too bad. And there's going to be new siding coming with the new pack. Okay, so that's one look, you know, kind of the lighter, what do you call that, mortar between the logs, which looks pretty good. I think I might like it darker. I also need to put this stuff on there. What did I do with that? So if I go with this darker tone, it's going to be like this. Yeah, I do think I like that better, that darker tone. So let me just kind of cover this stuff up. Oh, I knocked down my window there. I'll just go ahead and fill it in. I might use this in the city. I might also use it as a family home if I feel like it doesn't really fit the tone, this more modern look for the Great Geyser Resort area. Then I can always put it in town. And I have thought about using it as my family's home. Oops. Whoops. So all in all, not too bad. I do think it has a really great modern appearance to it. Sort of a modern take on a log cabin, on a cabin. I'm pretty happy with it. I think once I put in the new pack assets, it'll be even better. That's what I think. And of course, like the version I might use in my game, which will have every pack available. You know, I can put whatever I want in it. Will also, you know, be maybe even better is what I would think. Let's see here. But I do like this look a lot. I think it's got a really great look. For base game only, I think especially it looks good. And in fact, the furnishings turned out better than I thought they would for a base game only game. Okay, so if you're watching now or later on archive, please hit like, subscribe, and notify. There will be other videos and builds coming up touching on this pack, right? The pack that's coming up here. Adventure awaits. We're getting very, very close to when I should have access to it, so I can get some of this stuff finished up. Oh shoot, I just covered it up again. Okay, so not too bad. I do think it came out pretty well. And again, please hit like, subscribe, and notify if you're watching now or on archive later, my saved videos. And until next time, just like every time, thanks for watching.